Today we are welcoming Saundra Watson. So some of you guys, if not most of you, if you're here in the mid-morning, have seen Saundra hanging out at the gym, training all over barbell with Jordan. Saundra, you have been a part of this gym since right around, 2013?
15 years.
Yeah. Okay. And then you had trained with Kate at Lifetime before
we
that,
did.
correct?
Yes.
And Kate sort of stole you guys from Lifetime. Yeah. Not you didn't steal. People followed you.
Right.
Yeah.
No
so they don't hit you on the.
I wasn't allowed to solicit any. I just said this is where I'm going.
So she just came over, and some people came and trained with her when she started working.
When did
here.
I meet you?
I will tell you.
Yeah.
It was over Halloween weekend. You were dressed in some type of costume. And our first meeting, you were very transparent. You're like, I'm going to pass you off to one of my direct reports. And Heath looked at you and said, we're not interested. And you said, okay, I'll make it work. And then about a month later, you said, by the way, I'm going to manage the nutrition at Brandon's gym. You guys were engaged. And I believe you said, if you want to come over and check out the nutrition shop, you can do that.
Yeah.
So I did. And this was, of course, at the old gym. And I walked in, and it's a complete sweaty mess in there, and people hardly have any clothes on.
A very different vibe than Lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I called Heath, and I said, I think we should give this a try. It looks like people are really working out and enjoying it there. And long story short, 15 years later, here we are.
Wow. Well, it's funny because I don't think, I've never gotten that story from you from that perspective. Oh, well, that's cool.
So did you guys, had you trained at all at Lifetime, or did you were kind of getting set up and then?
We were about a month in, I think, and we were starting to see really good results, even just after 4 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
We just thought, okay, here we go.
And Heath reminded me, I don't remember saying this either. He said that I told him he had to give up his Coke habit.
Correct.
Coca-Cola, drinking Coca-Cola, I should specify that. I'm like, that didn't sound good. Or I wouldn't train him at all. And he said that was the beginning of HIIT. And he lost, and I can't even imagine him heavy now because he's been lighter for so long, 33 pounds, I think he said.
Something like that,
yeah. And how much did you lose?
For me, it was about 10 pounds.
Okay, yeah, you didn't have as much, but yeah.
It's interesting, funny. Those small things that just start the ball rolling down the hill really fast. The guy who cleans our gym, we had him on the podcast. He had lost a ton of weight, and he just he would always get this big giant Jersey Mike sub, and then he just started to get I don't know, a size smaller, and that was the beginning of when everything just started, but just cutting a lot of it is that addition by subtraction, which is really cool. Wow. Okay. So 15 years ago you came in, it's a bunch of people swinging kettlebells with no shirt on and doing burpees on kind of a dirty floor. And
it's everyone looks insane.
Yeah. And that was such a new novel style of training at the time, gyms had been a lot of machines and then, reading a Shape magazine while you're on a recumbent bike type thing. And that was what fitness was. And then you saw that and then people were okay, now you could, what I loved about CrossFit is when you saw people doing it, it quickly made sense as to that type of effort and work is, you're going to get in shape. That's actually how I got into it. I'd read about it and it looked cool and the videos looked cool, but it's you're almost watching a movie. And then I saw people at what was the original Rogue gym that I took over. And this guy who I started doing training for, his wife owned a jazzercise, and at the back of it, you saw it. And I saw a girl and this guy, they did some kipping pull-ups, and then they swung a kettlebell, and then they took off running around the building. And I knew just from what they did, I thought I was in pretty good shape. I knew right away, I was I would probably be sick like if I had done the work they just did.
I remember even elements, just even doing the elements classes, I was shaky, and I worked out quite a bit. But yeah, I mean,
but
it's
when
just
you
a whole
visualize
different
it,
training system.
So, okay, so you started training with Kate.
How many times a week did you guys train?
I think we were with you like 3 days a week.
Okay. And you guys trained together, was that right? Or do you always train separately? I thought you started together and then you had to break it up because travel and your work schedules. Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay.
So correct me somewhere along this journey. I want to kind of like move it forward in that like you eventually moved on to training in classes. Like you just did the CrossFit for a while, and then you went back to private training and started to have some more specific like racing goals, correct?
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about like some of the racing goals and those types of things that you had.
Yeah, so I actually come from a family of runners. When I was little, my dad was a runner, and I remember watching him get ready for the Cleveland Refco Marathon back in the day. And he was actually training for that. And one winter, we were really little as kids. My brother and I got into a sled riding accident.
Oh.
My brother hit a tree, was in a cast from his waist down.
Oh, my God.
Which is really serious. And so fast forward, to being adults, my brother's gone on to compete in several ultra marathons where he's running 100 miles at a time, and was just such an amazing, impressive accomplishment. And so I actually started to go down that pathway of getting ready for an ultra, and then the pandemic hit.
Yep.
So that was kind of really tough because all of the gyms shut down and really made it hard from a strength perspective. Then, on top of that, the only thing that was open was, of course, the grocery store and Home Depot. I was watching a ton of HGTV, got inspired to do some painting.
I remember this, yep.
At which point, I took a tumble off of a ladder and really hurt myself, which resulted in basically unhappy triad knee surgery. And so it was a really life-changing experience for me personally.
So describe that injury a little bit. Like, what is that unhappy triad?
Yeah. So this particular injury is where you completely tear your ACL, MCL. I tore both meniscus and broke a bone.
Wow.
God, they need to have another name for that.
So she
like
was explaining to me that was if people are familiar with the Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn.
Yes.
Oh.
Which that was like a famous injury that nationally people like knew about. Like it's supposed to be a career ender,
Yes.
So what does repair look like for that?
So I interviewed actually 3 surgeons, including Dr. Chris Kading, who is the head of OSU's sports and football team. And so I was able to get into him. I think I was like the second surgery back from the pandemic. So they got me in a Wednesday. And if you can imagine the Jamison Crane Center, it was like me and 20 doctors kind of running around there, anesthesiologists, nurses, etc. And they took me in, and I had like a 5-hour surgery or something like that. And after surgery, I was non-weight bearing. And so just
for how long?
6 weeks.
Wow.
So it was really tough. But they start you back at PT pretty much right away.
Yeah.
And that PT process is a full year. So it takes really that long before you can get back to running.
What all did they do in there?
So they actually took part of my hamstring and they repurposed it. So now that is fulfilling the responsibility of my ACL ligament. Oh. And then they reattached the MCL and reattached the meniscus.
Wow.
In there.
Okay, so your hamstring muscle is acting as your ACL?
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
How does it feel now?
It's interesting. You can definitely feel it's like surgically tighter.
It's a different sort of vibe.
Yes,
yep.
And it is something I constantly have to be working on here at the gym. So some days you'll see if I'm on the hamstring machine, there's like definitely like if I haven't done hamstring stuff in a while, it'll be a little bit weaker on my right side.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I have a myriad of tweaks and injuries that like it's like the Tin Man, like oiling things up
Right.
and like doing this, and if I don't, like something's gonna go in weird, and so it's probably something you have to like constantly activate muscles and keep them awake, or something else will kind of take over and your leg will feel a little funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that was 2021 then, your surgery, or 2021? Okay. Okay. So then when did you get back into running?
So it took a full year of just pure strength building and just basic like learning. I had to learn to rewalk.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of the things that was really interesting after the injury was I had to learn to jump again, because that was part of the return to like athlete and sport. And oh my gosh, you guys, I was so terrified. I actually had to spend time with Dr. Pat here at Affiliate and Mandy, because they had to teach me how to jump.
Yep.
Because even though I was going like maybe 6 inches, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
After
Would your body just sort of stop you, like when
just
you went to go
like
do
my
it?
brain just would
Yeah.
not work.
Yeah.
And so it was really interesting to kind of get through that and just kind of put all the pieces back together.
I mean, watching you out there, I mean, even the last couple years, would have never
Your
known.
running form is great.
Yeah, it looks
Way
really
better
good.
than mine. I don't have anything like that I'm recovered from.
You do a lot of work on the curved treadmills, and I really do
Yes.
think those help, like just your technique. Like you have to lean the right way, and I've always thought those are really good just technique tools.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for building strength too. I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, you started back training, doing strength training with Arlie, like I remember, was that like, it was kind of while you were still rehabbing, right? A
Yes.
bit? Yeah.
So basically, I had been in contact actually with Mandy
Yep.
from Affiliate, and she kind of got me going through the first couple like CrossFit type workouts.
Sure.
Just to build the confidence up. And then from there, I was still going to OSU and to the PTs there as well.
Yep.
So it was something that was just really important to me. And then eventually was able to kind of transition back over to working with trainers and coaches. So that was super helpful. And just set the goal, because Heath was saying, okay, well, I'm going to run a marathon because you can't.
Yep.
So he went ahead and did his first marathon, which was
So
great.
sweet. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, as soon as I get back to running, like I know what the plan is, I know what the responsibility is, and I'm going to go for it. And so it was just starting out. I remember in the month of November before my first marathon, he goes, we're going to run 1 mile together. And so that was kind of like my motivation, is to get out there and just run 1 solid mile.
Yep.
And then the next week it was 2 miles, and then 3 miles. And then sure enough, we were up to like 6 miles, and it started to become more manageable from a goal perspective.
So it was something you guys could do together too.
It was.
Yeah.
And so, what races have you done since this has happened?
Yeah, so I have run Cleveland, I think 3 times now.
Okay.
I did
The full marathon,
yes,
right?
the full marathon.
Did you start with the half?
No.
I thought you went straight for the full. Yeah, because
little crazy.
I remember seeing you running here a lot, and I'm like, "Are you training for a half?" You're like, "Nope, full." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah,
Just
go for it."
Just go for it. Why go small? And I've done the Columbus Marathon once. I've done Columbus half, and then recently in the fall, I did Chicago for the first time.
Wow. Okay.
That
How
was
was
real big time.
Chicago?
It was amazing and also terrifying all at the same time. I've never run with so many people in my life.
Okay, yeah. Is it how they start everyone, or just a ton of people sign up for the race?
A ton of people sign up for the race. They have 3 waves of corrals, and it's 55,000 runners. And so it's a lot of people,
Yeah.
which I just couldn't ever have mentally prepared for.
Right. Yeah, I don't like all that congestion in the beginning. Yeah, it like really makes me anxious.
Yeah.
I'll usually start a couple corrals back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather pass people and than to kind of be up there. Yeah.
It was people the whole time. The entire course was like lined with people cheering you on, offering shots. You know,
That's the last thing you want when you're running.
yeah. So, but it was a great experience overall, and definitely one of my goals is to continue running the marathon majors. So there's 5 more that I have on my bucket list. So I'm going to be training for New York starting Jan 1.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
What are the other 5?
Boston, London, Germany, and Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Is Heath going to do any of those with you?
I don't know. We'll see. Right now, he's on the Ironman pathway. So.
Okay. And how did he get into that?
You know, I think he did it as a way to kind of diversify.
Yeah.
You have to really love running, I think, to stick with it.
Yeah.
And he loves working out. He loves competition. In case you guys don't know this about him, he was an Olympic hopeful in Taekwondo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think he ever told me that.
That
probably something he
competitive
does.
spirit is just something that I think never goes away with someone. And
So neat.
yeah. So he started doing the 70.3 Ironmans and kind of got the confidence built up from that. And then it was like, okay, I'm ready for the full, and went down to Chattanooga and just completed his first full Ironman.
I wonder if Heath did any Taekwondo at tournaments when Joe Rogan was doing it, because I feel like they're not that far off in age, and he was like a top competitor in the country, like in the late 80s sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Is Heath in his 50s?
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of our
Maybe ask him if you
I'll
get a
ask
chance.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you get a chance, because I'm just thinking, like, I know I listen to his podcast sometimes, and I'm like, that might maybe, like, they might have like kind of crossed paths at some point, you know?
yeah, it's
Cool.
possible.
Yeah. Okay.
They're in weight classes though, right?
They are. They
I was
are.
gonna say,
But
I think he's
but-
probably a lot lighter than.
Joe was like, so, like, I mean, when he was a teenager and stuff, I mean,
Yeah, but he's just like a
yeah,
bulldog.
he
like,
takes because he takes a bunch of steroids and stuff now. But
before all that, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm digressing, but like that.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting question for him. Like, hey, did you do like Taekwondo like at this time when he was doing it? I don't know.
That's really neat.
That's cool. Okay, you got to be a super athletic person, especially like in your lower body, to compete at a high level in Taekwondo. That stuff is really. I did some martial arts as a kid, and like the people who are really good at that is like, they can do some really neat stuff.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So, do you have any goals? Would you ever do like a triathlon? Have you thought about it?
I have thought about it. I hate swimming, Kate.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what held me back. I've only done like 2 sprint tries.
Yeah.
And I had a client who made a bet with me. If she would do a fitness show with me, then I would have to do a triathlon with her. I'm like, you're going to literally have to teach me how to swim again. Right. Because it just, I was a lifeguard when I was 15, but you never become good at swimming. You just pass the test.
That's not distance swimming. That's swimming out 10 yards and grabbing someone.
No, it was,
Yeah.
and I mean, this is not going to like motivate you to do one. But as soon as I got in the water, it's like I lost all sense about me. I had been swimming every week at least, sometimes twice a week for a year, and I started swimming like this. I looked down at I'm like, what do you do? I started freaking out because just people around you, so like running, but then swimming like that in a lake, it's scary. Yeah,
I think it's very terrifying personally, and also just the dedication to swim in the cold. Like, I don't have that level of discipline that it requires.
Right.
So I think for me, triathlons, no, I'm a great supporter. I will go out there and cheer my heart out.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun that way.
Okay. So is your goal to knock off, like, check off one of those new places, a new marathon of your bucket list every year? Or?
Exactly. It's called the Abbott World Marathon Challenge. So they, you get like a trophy once you get all 6 of them.
Okay.
That's what I'm shooting for.
And so remind me of it's Boston, New York,
Chicago, London,
Germany,
and Japan.
Wow.
I thought it'd be a great way to see the world.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's amazing. Okay. So what's this year?
New York is coming up.
Okay. And do you have to qualify for New York now?
So you do. There's 2 pathways that most athletes take, and there is a qualifier. Obviously, I'm still recovering from my knee injury in some capacity, so I'm working to get my time down. I think it'll be there at some point in the next 12 months. I'm going to go the charity pathway, which is really special and allows me to raise money for charity.
Oh, cool.
So in the case of Chicago, as an example, I got to raise money for Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah.
And make a really significant contribution there. The other perk is that when you do that, they have privileged bathrooms as part of their event.
That's a big deal.
Which is a big deal because 55,000 runners.
Yeah.
That gets pretty gross pretty fast.
A few that haven't been used quite as often.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lines are shorter.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And what are the times for, like, how does New York vary from Boston with times?
You know, that's a great question. I think you have to it's based on age group. So whatever your age group is, you would have to just double check to see. And then, of course, depending on how many runners they have that year, they may not be able to even take everyone.
Yeah, it adjusts, I think.
New York has gotten so popular over the last few years. It's really
running in general has really picked up some steam.
Yes.
And I think COVID has done that to certainly running, because that was something people could do. I talked to a guy because my son had it did it to a lot of different weird hobbies. Took him to a baseball card shop that was next to his basketball place because we went to the wrong practice time. I was like, these were all over the place when I was a kid, and this whole industry died. And he said COVID like exploded it again. Because people started going through their attics and finding old cards, and he's like, there's conventions every weekend again. He's like, this whole thing came back, but
life slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, but running came back big. Like running had really been a big thing for a while, and it wasn't like it ever went away, but
it was really like when I was into it, it was really, really popular. I feel like the early like 2000. Probably like 2004 to 2010, I felt like it really boomed, and then it kind of died down a little bit. Yeah. And bodybuilding's kind of coming back around again.
So I think what happened, if we're just talking fitness trends, so running a marathon, back in the early 2000s was sort of like the holy grail of fitness for a long time. Mm-hmm. But what happened was everyone went too far in the endurance realm, and they weren't doing any strength training. And then people who were doing like high intensity stuff, people were seeing like the CrossFit stuff. Oh, there's some really good results there. Then that got really popular. Then as people were maybe overdoing that, they were coming out of it kind of cooked and banged up. And then running started to pick up traction, and then like slower lifting did. So it's just this curve that, things keep circling back.
No, it's interesting because I was just thinking, I feel like running and bodybuilding have been popular at the same time, like like two trends in a row. And they like conflict with each other because, running is a little catabolic. In bodybuilding, you're just trying to gain muscle. So maybe it's kind of
so what's very popular now, particularly on, like, you'll see it on Instagram, is what's called hybrid athletes, and it's sort of like what Saundra does. So it's people who are not necessarily bodybuilding, but they're doing a lot of strength training and a lot of running.
Yeah.
And they're really like marrying those two worlds well.
And it's young people that have all the time to do all of it because everything is just
jealous.
I'm like, that takes like so much time.
But yeah, and so it's people are seeing it because they're like, okay, now people don't have they have these good physiques. Obviously, they're getting like the benefits of the strength training and the running together.
Yeah.
Like, they don't look like power lifters. They don't look like, ultras, they have like a balanced sort of look, and it's cool. So, yeah.
Well, it's great that you've kept up so much with your strength training, which has probably allowed you not to re-aggravate your injury. So can you talk about like your workouts every week, kind of what that looks like a week in your life working out?
Yeah, so I try to get in at least 6 workouts per week, and I would say 3 or 4 of those are going to be strength. It's very targeted because my time is limited, and I need to have maximum impact for what my goals and objectives are.
You usually come in at 7, is that right, or like 6:30?
Usually like 6:30.
Okay.
Maybe 7 at the latest.
And you strength train first and then condition afterwards?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I do a lot of incline walking. A lot of time from a cardio perspective on the Stairmaster with maybe a weight vest if possible. And then when I do my running, it's going to be more interval oriented. So just whatever, kind of from that perspective. So tomorrow, as an example, I'll be at the gym and I have 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. That'll be with the weight vest, 30 minutes incline walking, and then an hour of interval running followed by stretching.
Wow. Yeah, because it's Saturday.
It's Saturday. Why not?
Get it in.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yes.
I'm curious, for something like that, how do you fuel for it? And then how do you recover?
Yes.
From a nutrition aspect, but then also like your day and like what sort of recovery methods do you use too?
Such an important question. So you definitely need to have a really strong strategy for running that far or those kind of distances. And I would say that for me personally, I've learned a lot about nutrition from you and the importance of it. So it's definitely high protein. I try to do, this might sound a little strange, but very low sodium. One of the things that I observed earlier this year was that sodium was just causing too much like fluctuation with like hydration and also like the scale, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And what I was doing is, I was trying to eat lean proteins, but they were processed.
Right.
And so I cut that out.
Yeah.
It's made a huge difference and something that I've been able to embrace. I also do, from a nutrition perspective, fruit during the day. So I'll have like oatmeal with like a scoop of blueberries and then a protein shake and fruit after my workouts in the morning.
So you want it fuel like during that workout? Like, do you take anything with you? Okay.
Nope.
So you're good for about 2 hours and then
Yes.
you'll need, then like post workout, what would that look like? So,
Within probably 15 minutes to 30 minutes, protein and a fruit is typically what I do. And what I will say, on any of my runs that are over 15 miles, that's usually my cutoff to incorporate gels.
Okay.
So that's where I, do that. And then from a recovery perspective, I learned that is equally important. So I've been going to do the cold plunge and saunas in Worthington, which is about once a week, once every other week, depending upon kind of what
Have you
the
noticed
level
that
is.
seems to help?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
I've dabbled in it. I haven't been like a consistent person with it.
Yeah.
So I'm always interested to hear like, okay.
Keith knows I would put one in my house if I could.
Yeah.
No, we've talked about that a little bit too. Have you done any of the red light therapy?
I have not.
Okay, so I have a friend, Cassie. She is an old friend of mine from Lifetime Fitness. She's a dietitian, and she was a professional triathlete. She did all the Ironman, and she is big into the red light therapy. So we just tried it for the first time last night. There's we have a pad that we use. You can use a light, but it's really supposed to help with recovery.
Love that.
And I can send you the link for and I got the face one too.
Oh, perfect.
Like I'll look younger too. But it is supposed to really help. She swears by it. Do you use like the boots, like the Normatec boots or anything like that?
Not too much. No.
Okay. Yeah, no.
We have those. I
Curious.
like those.
Yeah,
Kate,
I got those when I was pregnant for like the swelling. And
Kate
when
swears by them.
And
she uses them daily.
I wear them every day.
Yeah, she uses them every
If you
single
ever want
day.
to borrow them for a race, I let
try 'em.
Pat borrow. Yeah,
Okay.
he'd love them. So
Okay,
yeah,
good
it
to
really
know.
makes a big difference. I know. I feel like with every 5 years older I get, I need a couple more things.
Yes.
I do.
That's why we have these conversations,
Right.
is
I
to
know.
learn from one
Right,
another.
exactly. Yeah, no, Cassie swears by it. She actually, I was just talking with her last night. I mean, and she's just so disciplined. She jumps on the trampoline every morning and every evening.
To get some blood flow going.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then follows immediately with red light therapy.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, am I going to have to buy a trip? Well, we do have a small trampoline downstairs.
There you go. Yeah, that's all those are.
Right. I know. I do
So
it the
fun.
lazy way, and I do the boots that like force the
Right.
lymph around for me, But
Love it.
yeah, it's. I mean, there's so much that we have now. And
Yeah.
How long do you do the cold plunge?
An hour.
Oh my god!
I mean, not straight. You get.
Oh,
in
yeah.
and
Do you
out.
do contrast? You do the
okay.
cold
Yes.
plunge and then you get into the sauna and you
Yes.
kind of
Oh,
go
I
back
thought
and
you
forth.
meant like an hour straight.
No. So you go back and forth
Yes.
several times.
About 7 minutes on, 7 minutes
Okay.
off.
So
7
you'll do
minutes
7
is
straight
pretty-
minutes in the cold plunge and then
Yeah.
out. Okay. I mean,
Now we're going to have to up we always do this when we go to Turks and Caicos because they have a cool plunge there.
And we do 3 or 4 minutes.
Now we're going to have to do 7.
Yes. Text me when you hit that goal.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I have noticed though, once you're over like that 2.5 minute threshold or so, it gets a little easier. Like the pain, it rises, it levels, and you're like, I can't take it anymore, and then it starts to kind of drop off a little bit for you, you know. But it's you got to be mentally tough to get in there, you know.
Better have a good song on the radio.
If I haven't done it in a while, I mean, it's like it's anxiety producing. It's scary.
Really?
Yeah. The cold plunge. Yeah.
Oh, the first time
like
Brandon did it, he got in and out.
I was like, what?
You are making this so painful. He got in and out like 6 times.
I was like, oh no. I did. I mean, I finally was like, okay, I have to do this, but.
Well, you had been
I'm
really
gonna
through
die
it by the time that you probably started doing it, where this horrible injury, surgery, recovery. So by the time you got to in a marathon, probably by the time you got to the cold plunge, you're like, this is easy. Yeah. I've been through hell and back.
Pretty much.
I think they're hard. I mean, I do them now. I feel great when I'm done with them.
No, I think
good,
they're hard. I don't hyperventilate as much as I used to, like when I used to do them. But you got to go. Do you go under all the way first and then come back up, or do you just kind of go like?
I just go,
down to your neck,
I'm usually like trying to preserve my energy with not redoing my hair, so
that's my thing too. It takes a lot of effort.
Right, I know exactly.
So when you go into the sauna and then get back in it, is it less of a shock? Like once you've jumped in the first time for the day, or does it hit you?
It might even be harder.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, because I've only done them where I'm like. We normally do it just when we go on this vacation once a year to this resort, and we'll do it every day.
But we're pretty hot. We'll do it after we work out.
Yeah, so we'll work out and then just go right into it, and then we'll kind of air dry, like walking out of there, and it's 75, 80 degrees, and it feels good. But I haven't now let's get back in again, and. Since we've warmed back up, or we haven't done the saunas back and forth. Sometimes people will do it because they have one there.
Yeah.
I never think to do a sauna when I'm in like a tropical environment.
I wonder if there's a difference between like doing the sauna and then like we'll do the hot tub after. I wonder if the sauna is better because it's like drier, or
idea.
with the infrared. Because there's a lot of like they have the infrared saunas.
No, those are traditional saunas. I think they have.
Oh, that they have.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, neat.
Fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you run outside this time of year at all, or?
I try not to.
Yeah. It looks pretty scary to even walk. Sometimes I'm scared to walk.
Yeah. It's too cold.
Yeah.
It's cold and then it's slick. So like you can get tweaked up or injured too. Like if you're running and hit a slick spot. And
Brandon just showed me this video. I don't know where you saw it. It was like on some sort of news channel where this woman's like, that someone was interviewing a newscaster.
She said that she's running in the snow and they're like interviewing like, oh, these people are like running in the snow. And she's just like, it's dry snow and it's the perfect texture and it's very low impact on your legs and it's the perfect thing to like run in. And then they like film her running and she just banana peels it and like smacks flat on her back.
Looked like it hurt.
Like she got hurt. And like, oh.
What not to do.
And then she had to get up and kind of wait.
Yeah, she was just she was just basically saying like, this is the perfect weather to run in and like, like it's safe. And then she just completely like.
Famous last words.
Yeah. I'll stick to the treadmills during this time.
Yeah. Right. Well, Saundra, it's very inspiring to see you in here. And it's been really cool to watch you over the years. And it was really cool to run into Heath when I ran into you guys in the airport. And
we love that.
It's really awesome. So keep up the good work. We'll be cheering you on.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on and sharing all of that. Like this was like really cool to hear how you like went through this and how you set up your week. So awesome stuff.
Absolutely.